Britain's most senior Catholic, who says he wants priests to be able to marry. Cardinal Keith O'Brien told the BBC it is time for the Church to consider the change. Well, Caroline Farrow is the wife of a seminarian, an Anglican vicar who is converting to Catholicism, and she joins me live from Brighton. Mrs. Farrow, welcome to the programme. Can I ask you, what is your view on this? Should Roman Catholic priests be able to marry?
I think what Cardinal O'Brien has said is nothing new. Should Roman Catholic priests be allowed to marry? I think we have to remember that celibacy is an incredible gift in which they give to the Church. And therefore I think it's a good thing that this can be discussed, but I wouldn't be in too much of a hurry to change things.
But this is an awkward question to ask you. You're married to a man who is going to be a Roman Catholic priest. How does that sit? Will you have to get divorced in that case?
Absolutely not. What the Church does at the moment, it doesn't allow priests who are already ordained to get married, but what it does do is recognise that men who are already married and who have had ministry in another Christian denomination weren't actually brought up in a tradition whereby they had to choose between marriage and the priesthood, so they have a dual vocation. And therefore, in recognition of their previous vocation, on a one-off individual basis, they allow former converts to get married, which is a very generous and very good thing.
What if you got against priests marrying? Shouldn't the Roman Catholic Church go into the 21st century like everybody else?
Oh, it's not that I have anything against priests marrying. It's simply that celibacy is a great gift to the Church. Being a priest is a vocation. It's not simply a job. It's a 24/7 vocation, and therefore priests need to be able to give as much as they can to the Church, to God, and their parish families. And obviously, when priests are married, they have other demands on their time. And therefore, I think both myself and my husband appreciate the great gift of celibacy and the great freedom that it gives you, a freedom that married priests perhaps don't enjoy in the same way.
But there are those people that might argue that by not being married, priests really don't understand the pressures that families are under or how to bring up children. So it is a blessing being married.
I think one certainly could argue that being married gives you a unique insight into family life, but then I think we have to remember that priests themselves are human beings and they were brought up in a family themselves, so it's not as if family life and the pressures and stresses and strains of marriage are absolutely alien to them. You know, they'll be well aware of the demands of a family life. So and I think as well that there's something we need to be careful of seeing marriage as being a panacea in some ways. I mean, we all know that marriage, wonderful though it is, does require a lot of sacrifice, and it does require. It requires sacrifice, and it doesn't mean that you're automatically going to be free from loneliness and happy ever after. You know, sadly, we do know that there are some lonely, unhappy married people. So I think we need to be careful. We need to recognise that marriage is a great thing, but I think we need to be wary of proposing it as a panacea to everybody's troubles, which clearly it isn't.
Caroline Farrow from Brighton, many thanks for joining us.
Thank you.